Hey everyone, my name is Heba and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll show you looks that I created using the New to Me eyeshadow palette by Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. This one's been out for quite a while and I've been eyeing it, but every time it's been sold out. So during the last Sephora sale, first day in the morning, I ordered it. And I've been having fun creating looks with this eyeshadow palette. This versatile eyeshadow palette contains two luminous cream bases, velvety matte and iridescent metallic eyeshadows, and glistening pearl toppers. They are in a variety of warm and cool tones, perfect for creating everything from everyday looks to event glam. So here's the palette. It does come with a mirrored packaging where you can see everything in front of me there. And it also shows the fingerprints. It does have a snap closure and a mirror inside, and here are the shades in this palette. Everything seems to be mirrored, so it's kind of hard to avoid the glare. This palette costs $68 and you do get 12 shades, and two of them are cream eyeshadows, and that is what caught my attention when this came out. So with the cream eyeshadows, it does have a cover to protect it because you don't want any of the powders to come into the cream. But I have to say, after using it several times, the matte shades are very creamy. Don't see much powder, and the metallic shades and the shadow toppers are beautiful too. And I also like how this is set up, where the metallic shades are on top and the matte shades are on the bottom. But with this palette, there are two shades in here that are kind of off. Like this one should be a metallic shade, but it's more of a matte shade with just a hint of sheen. And even though it's in the top row with the metallic shades, and this shade in the matte row, this one does have a little bit of a shimmer to it. So I guess I couldn't say that the top row is all metallics and the bottom row is all matte. I believe the new palette that he came out with, Major Dimension 2, that one has all metallic shades on the top and matte shades on the bottom, except for these two, the cream shadows. After playing with this palette, Major Dimension, I went ahead and ordered Major Dimension 2 on the last day of the Sephora sale. I know. I really do like the formula in this palette. Let me go ahead and swatch this for you before I show you the looks. So this is the cream shadow, the first shade, Woman, and it's very creamy. Now let's go to the one that's next to the cream. This one is Exquisite, and it's a beautiful shade. For it to be a metallic, it is very creamy. Next is Legendary, and this one is a little bit on the chunky side. Let me show you how it swatches. And that's such a beautiful rose gold shade. Now the next one, Lavish, this is one that I was saying that even though it's in the metallic row, in the top row, this one is more of a matte to me. And it's more my skin tone. And even when I go over, it's very smooth. Next is Opulence, this peachy shade. And this is another one that's kind of chunky. Look at that. Wow, that's got some bling to it. So you see what I mean? It's a little chunky, but when you blend it out, it just looks very creamy and very smooth on the lids. And it does have that wow factor. It's what I'm wearing right now in the center of my lids, and it's just beautiful. The last one is more of a shadow topper, and this one is Abundance. Another one that just says pow. Now let's go for the second row, and this is the first one. It's the cream shade, and this one is Woman. Again, very creamy, and there's the other cream shade. And this one is, and this one is Scandal. Went a little fast there. And that is pigmented, my goodness. And let me tell you, you just need a little dip with the brush, because in the second look, I believe, I went a little heavy-handed and it was a lot, but it blended out very nice. I was really surprised by it. Very creamy matte. The next one is Mother. Absolutely. Transition. This one's a little bit on the cooler side. And the last one is Divine. And though this one's a matte, you can still see a little bit of shimmer there. I hope it shows up in the camera. Or I would say just small particles of glitter. So here are all the shades in the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette. And it's beautiful. You do have some warm tones and some cool tones. Now let me show you the looks that I created with this palette. And the first two will be set to music. And this one, the last one, I'll be talking. And then I'll see you on the other side. this look, I think I want to try using both of the cream shades. So let's go with the lighter one first, and I'm using the rougher number 1 brush. Let me see how this will work with the brush. I'm going to place this in my crease. And you know what? Let me just go ahead and place that on my lids too. Get a good base. And it doesn't set very quickly, so it's easily blendable. Now let me go into the deeper shade, and I think the first shade is Lady and the deeper shade is Woman. And I'm using the rougher number 32 brush, and I'm gonna pack that in the outer corner. Very easy. And let's go in the inner corner. Let's try to do a halo look today. Going in with the Sonia G Classic Crease, I'm going to go in with this shade. Even though it's on the top row with the metallics, I don't see any metallics here. It looks to me like a matte shade with just maybe a hint of glitter. But let's see what will happen if I add that to above my crease. Just to kind of set the cream. Yeah, I do see a little bit of shimmer, just a little bit of like a rose shimmer in here. Going in with the Mini Booster by Sonia G, and I'm going to lightly use this deep shade, very lightly because it is pigmented, and just kind of put that in the outer and inner corner. And then just kind of bring those two together in the crease. Now I want to put one of these two shades in the center, so let me see which one would work. Maybe the peachy one? The peachy one is a little bit chunky, and the white one looks more like a shadow topper. Decisions, decisions. Let's go with the peachy one. I'm gonna use my finger. Place that in the center. This one is chunky, so there is some fallout on my lashes and on my cheeks. And then I'll put the white one on top, because that one is more like a shadow topper. So let's go ahead and use both. Even though it is chunky, it lays very smooth on the lids. Okay, now let me use the white one here and just place it in the center. Give it a little bit more punch. Let me go in with the Mini Booster and just blend those edges together so it doesn't look like a fingerprint on my lid. Even after I blended out the edges, it's not chunky and none of the glitter is moving on to the matte shades. Even though it's chunky on the finger, it just looks very smooth on the lids. And when you blend it out, none of the glitter is moving on to other places. Not bad. Let me put some face product on and we'll do underneath my eyes. Let's go with this shade. This one does seem a little powdery too, but it's very smoothing when you apply it. And I see just a hint of shimmer. It's not like this shade that I placed in the center. It's just a very soft sheen, I guess you could say. Now let's go in with this deep matte shade. Place that in the outer and inner. Let me try to put the peachy shade in the center underneath my eyes without hoping not to get a lot of glitter or a lot of fallout. Just gonna press that in. Don't see much fallout when I place it underneath my eyes. Maybe one piece of glitter. Okay, maybe two. But let me finish putting the rest of my makeup on. And here is the finished look, as you can tell from the beginning of the video. Now, what do I think of this palette? I really do like this palette. I love the shades. I know it's very neutral, but I love the shades in this palette. I love the formula, and I love these two cream shadows. Very different. The cream shadows are very creamy. They're not oily on my lids, and they blend it out very nice. And actually, these two cream shades, you probably do a one and done. For me, maybe not the light one, this one right here, because it is more my skin tone. I don't know, maybe if I, put the eyeliner and brows, everything will look nice. But I really do love these two cream shadows, and I think they would make a great one and done. And it's also a great base for all the other shadows. The mattes are very creamy. It's not dry, it's not powdery. I mean, it's very creamy. And the different types of metallic shades here, another one that's very creamy. Now, I will say that these two are a little bit chunky, but once you blend it out, it just looks very smooth on the lids. Now, there is a little bit of fallout with these metallic shadows, shadows. And honestly, what I place underneath my eye here, I use this peachy shade right here. Not a fan of it because it just latches onto my lashes, just in my lower lash line. And maybe for me, I do have the bags underneath my eyes that just kind of emphasizes more of my bags. So I think using metallic shades underneath my lash line is not a good look for me, but it's still pretty. It's still pretty. I know we are our own worst critic, aren't we? Now I could use this shade Lavish underneath my eyes, even though it has a little bit of a shimmer. It's not emphasizing underneath my eyes because, like I said, it's more of a matte shade with just a little bit of a sheen to it. So yeah, the formula in this palette, it's really nice. I really do like using these shades, and I really do like using the cream shadows. Very pretty. And yes, I went ahead and ordered Major Dimension 2. It's more of a mauve-y eyeshadow palette. I ordered that on the last day of the Sephora sale, and I can't wait for that palette to come in. I can see now the hype with this palette because the formula, it is very nice, very creamy, very blendable. You can see the different shades on my lids. It doesn't look too muddy. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this shade does transfer to the top part of my lid there. And to be fair, a lot of the metallic shades do transfer. So I would say that the chunky shadows do transfer. And a little bit of fallout too. But with that one, I just do my eyes first and then wipe it off. So I guess those two are the only two cons I could think about with this palette. But yeah, I can see why the hype is alive with this palette. Oh, and I forgot another con. I guess the packaging. It does get dirty very easy, right when you get out of the box. But that doesn't bother me because that just shows that this palette is loved. Well, alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me using the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 1 eyeshadow palette. And then I'll be doing the Major Dimension 2 when it gets here. And I can't wait to play with that one. Can't wait to see the shades in that one. Because even though these are more my shades, because I do love the bronze and neutrals and rose golds, I love them. Let's try some mauves too. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.